Hi everybody, today we're going to look at hire purchase in a little bit more detail. We're going to be working out some values and having a look at a few different deals. If you don't have a calculator beside you, can you go and grab one or get your phone or whatever's got a calculator on it? Okay, we're not using it for the starters though, we'll just maybe need it a bit later on. Okay, so looking at the starters then, we've got two questions here, so feel free to pause and do these yourselves. So, to start with, which costs more and by how much? So, we've got 3 items at £4.45 each or 5 items at £2.69 each. So, the first one, the overall cost, oops, a daisy, that's a bit thick. Hi everybody, so today we're going to be looking at hire purchase in a bit more detail and working out some looking at some deals, seeing how they compare. You're going to need a calculator a bit later on, so if you've got one on your phone that'll do, or any kind of a calculator will be fine, but we don't need that just now. So what we're going to do at the moment is our starters, so have a quick look at these. If you think you know what you're doing, bash on, otherwise stick around. So the first question, which costs more and by how much? So we've got 3 items at £4.45 each or 5 items at £2.69 each. So we're going to work out the cost of each and then compare them. So here we need to do £4.45 times 3, and here we need to do £2.69 times 5. Okay, so 5 threes are 15, 4 threes are 12, add 1, oops, silly me. That's a big rubber today. Hello everybody, so we're going to get started on our lesson today, and we're going to need a calculator a bit later on, so if you've got your phone or a calculator handy, that'll be good, but we don't need it just yet. So we're going to start off with our first starter question, which costs more and by how much? So we're going to need to work out the cost of 3 items at £4.45 each and 5 items at £2.69 each. So we're going to work out both of these. So 5 threes are 15, 4 threes are 12, add the 1 makes 13, 4 threes are 12, add the 1 makes 13. And we've got 2 decimal places in the question, so we need 2 decimal places in the answer, which means that the point goes there, and it's £13.35. The second one, 9 fives are 45, 6 fives are 30, add the 4, makes 34, 2 fives are 10, add the 3, makes 13. So again, looking at the decimal places, we've got 2 in the question, so we need 2 in the answer. So this is £13.45. So the question was, which costs more and by how much? And the answer is that this one costs more. How much more? 10 pence. Okay, costs 10p more. Okay, right, next one. Which of these numbers are multiples of 9? So to spot if a number is a multiple of 9, it's exactly the same trick as for spotting if a number is a multiple of 3. So if you add the digits together, so for example, let's pick a different number, 537. If we want to know if that's a multiple of 9, we work out 5 add 3 add 7, and that gives us 15. 15 is not a multiple of 9, so neither is 537. That only works for the 3 and the 9 times table. Okay, so having a look at these numbers. First one, 405. 4 add 0 add 5 is 9. So that makes it in the 9 times table, doesn't it? So that means that, let's turn that down, sorry. So that means that this number is in the 9 times table. I think I need to fix the width of that highlighter. All right, next one, 623. If we do 6 add 2 add 3, that means there's 8 add 3 is 11. That is not in the 9 times table, so 623 isn't a multiple of 9. So 702, 7 add 0 add 2 is 9. So this time 702 is a multiple of 9. 802, 8 add 0 add 2 is 10. So that's not a multiple of 9. 5 add 5 add 5 is 15. And again, not a multiple of 9, so neither is the original number. And then 1008, 1 add 0 add 8 is 9. So that one is a multiple of 9. So it's just the 3 numbers there that are multiples of 9. Okay, so we're going to go on and look at some specific deals here that I've just found earlier on. So we're going to compare a few different options here. So I looked at an Apple iPad Pro 2020 12.9 inch screen, Wi-Fi, 256 gigabyte. Okay, so it was a very specific item and I made sure to compare only the very same items across the different shops. So what I found out was that if you want to buy it for the cash price, you can get it for £1,069 from John Lewis, Argos, Very or Currys. There are other places you can get it from as well for the same price if you're paying cash. I didn't find any special offers where they had a reduction in that price. Okay, but then I had a look at credit options. So Very, which is like an online catalogue company, their option for credit was £356.34 per month for 3 months. So you're not paying for very long, it's just spreading the cost over the next 3 months. So we're going to work out what that cost would be. So we're going to do £356.34. We're going to times that by 3. And 4 3s are 12, 3 3s are 9, add 1 is 10, 6 3s are 18, add 1 makes 19, 5 3s are 15, add 1 makes 16, and 3 3s are 9, add 1 is 10. Right, we know where to put the decimal point, it goes there. So this deal that we've got at Very, we're actually only paying 2 pence for the interest. So that is practically interest-free credit then, isn't it? Like we discussed yesterday. In other words, you get to own the item, but you pay for it over the next 3 months, and altogether you only pay the same, well, you pay 2 pence more. That's exactly the same price as you would have paid if you'd bought it directly in the first place. Okay. However, let's look at Currys. £41.07 per month for 3 years. So obviously, this monthly payment is much, much less than that one. Okay. So if you don't have £356.34 spare a month, that option's not available to you anyway. But if you've got your heart set on this iPad and you wanted to pay for it a month, you could choose this deal from Currys. Okay, so let's work out how much that one would cost. We're going to use a calculator for this one. So we would have £41.07, and that's per month for 3 years. Okay, so 3 years, remember you've got 12 months in a year, so 3 times 12 is 36 months. So £41.07 times 36. Let's use a calculator for that because I'm not sure if you know your 36 times table. I'm just working it out there. So we get a number of £1,478.52. So we can see that that is clearly a lot more than it would be if you paid the cash price or if you went for this option. Okay, so let's just see how much more it is. So we're going to take away the cash price, the 1069, and seeing as we're still using a calculator, we might as well just keep doing it. That gives us £409.52. So if you were to take this option at Currys of £41.07 a month for 3 years, then that's how much you're going to end up paying extra. Okay, so that's the total that you'll pay. This is what you would have paid. So this is what's called the cost of credit, or the credit cost, because that's how much extra you'll pay. Okay, so we're going to move on and look at something else just now. So what I looked at next was car finance. Okay, and I looked at some examples and scrubbed some numbers out so that we can work them out. Okay, so here we can see this is a used 2014 Vauxhall Corsa 1.4 SRI 3-door air conditioned, and it happens to be in Huddersfield, but that doesn't matter. The company is Arnold Clark. Okay, so what we've got is, we can see we've got a monthly payment, a £100 deposit, 54 months, tells you the interest rate is 6%, the cash price, so that's what you would be paying if you weren't taking any finance. If you weren't buying it on HP, that's how much money you would have to pay. There's a £1 completion fee at the end. So what we're going to work out is the total amount payable and the credit amount. Okay, so the credit amount here, we'll do this first of all. This is the amount of money you actually need to borrow. Okay, so if the cash price is £4,998 and we're paying a deposit of £100, then our credit amount is the difference. Okay, so in this space we're going to work out 4,998 take away 100, because that's how much money we need to borrow. So that's 4,898. Okay, now the total amount payable, let's work that out. We've got 54 months at £115.19 a month. So in here we're going to have to work out £115.19 not plus toll, times 54. Then don't forget we've paid £100 deposit and we've got a £1 completion fee. Okay, so this is going to be the total amount payable. We'll have 54 months at £115.19 plus our deposit plus our final payment. So if we work that out on a calculator, we get £6,321.26. Okay, so that's the total amount that you would pay for the car. Now remember, the cash price was £4,998, so the charge for credit, or the credit cost, or cost of credit, in this case is £6,321.26. Take away 4,998 is 1,323.26. So that's how much extra it would cost you if you took this credit deal. Now let's just have a think about this 54 months. So how many years is 54 months? Well, there's 12 months in 1 year. And if we go up our 12 times table, we've got 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. So 54 is right in the middle here. So that makes it 4.5 years. Okay, so that's interesting that we notice that it's not a full amount of years. Okay, so what you can do on this credit calculator here that I've got is you can change the deposit and you can change the term, and then it'll give you these items here. Okay, these boxes would be filled in. I just blanked them out so that we could fill them in. Okay, so looking at our next example, we're at Evans Helshaw now, another big car dealer, and we've got a car that would be worth, or that you would pay that amount for. That's the cash price. Okay, so this is set out differently to the other one, so we need to make sure we're picking out our right information. Okay, so a regular monthly payment at the top here, 159.19. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. So remember, they are instalments. And that's a monthly instalment, isn't it? So the monthly instalment is 159.19. Okay, you can see the cash price is £8,120. The deposit is £1,624. So we'll write that down as well. Okay. Moving down, so the balance to finance, so that's how much money you're actually borrowing. Okay. So the first payment is £159.19, followed by 52 regular monthly payments of £159.19. So that means that there are 53 of those monthly payments. Okay, so the term is going to be 53 months. And then we have a final payment of £169.19. Okay, so just working our way down. Term of agreement, so that's 54 months, so that means that this final payment is due 1 month after these 53 months. So let's just change that to 54 and that'll keep us right. Okay, but remember we only make 53 of these monthly payments. Okay, then total amount payable, we're going to work that out. I took that out of there, and it tells you the APR, that means annual percentage rate, so that's the interest rate. And then the total amount payable, we're going to fill that in as well. Okay, total interest payable. So the total interest payable is also the cost of credit. Okay. Okay, all right, so I'm going to work, make that D. So we're going to work this out. It's going to be £1,624 for the deposit. Then we need to add 53 lots of £159.19. And then we've got our final payment of £169.19. And if we have a look at the end here, there's an option to purchase fee. So if you want to actually keep the car at the end of that, you've got another £10 to pay at the end. So let's work this amount out here. So we've got 1,624, 53 times 159.19, add another £169.19, add 10. So that gives us a grand total of £10,240.26. Okay, so the total amount payable here is in there, £10,240.26. And then the other space was for the cost of credit. So we need to subtract the cash price from this. So remember the cash price up here was 8,120. So when we do that subtraction, let's just do this one without the calculator because it's nice easy ones, no borrowing to be done. So 6 take away 0 is 6, 2, 0, 2, 1, and then 10 take away 8 is 2. So the cost of credit there is £20.26. So if you were to buy this car that the cash price was that's how much you would end up paying, and that's how much extra you would be paying. Okay, and again we're looking at a 54-month term, so that's 4.5 years. Okay, so you're paying over £2,000 for the pleasure of paying your car off over 4.5 years. Okay. Right, next one. Just one more quick look at this. Same sort of idea. And I want you to be thinking about this as we're going along. See if you could work this one out. If you want to pause it to fill in the gaps, then go ahead, that'd be a good idea. So, again, we've got a car, it's a Vauxhall Zafira this time. And the total amount borrowed, £6,500, 48 months of monthly payments. And the monthly payments, strangely, are down here. The deposit is £1,000. So we're going to work out the total payable first, which is here, and then we're going to work out the total cost of the credit and put it in there. Okay, so this one you can see is set out quite differently, but what you're looking for is deposit, monthly payments, and duration. Okay, so let's work these out then. So what we've got is a deposit of £1,000 plus we've got 48 months at £163.23. Okay, it doesn't say anything about a final payment, so we can just work that out. And we've got £1,000 add 48 times £163.23. If you work that out on your calculator, we get £8,835.04. It's quite a lot, isn't it? So that's the total payable, 8,835.04. So that must mean that the cost of credit, we need to subtract the original price, which is the 6,500. So again, let's just do this without a calculator. So this time, the cost of credit is quite high, isn't it? 233,504. So again, well over £2,000, and you're borrowing that much over 4 years because it's 48 months. Okay, so moving on, one last thing that we're going to have a wee look at here. I looked at Henry Hoover's and different places that you can get these from. So this is the kind of thing that you can buy in a lot of different places. So just for example, if you buy it directly from the Henry shop, you pay £139.99. Argos and Currys have both got special offers on at the moment, where they've got about a £40 reduction. And at Currys you've got this option as well. So let's just have a look and see how much this option at Currys would cost us. So if we've got £3.80 a month for 36 months, then that would cost, again working it out on a calculator, £136. Now my calculator says 136.8 for the answer there. So remember, 0.8 means 80 pence. So you've got to fill in that second decimal place. Okay, so even if you bought it on credit at Currys at the moment, because they've got that special offer and had it reduced, you'd still be paying less than you would be to buy it cash directly from the Henry shop. But if you wanted to pay the minimum possible for it, you'd have to be at Currys for that. Okay, and of course we can't go to Currys at the moment, but you can order online. But then what you've got to look at online is delivery charges. Okay, so there's often lots of hidden costs when you're buying things, and sometimes you get offered insurance and that kind of thing as well. So so looking at all these, what we can see is that in a lot of cases, particularly if you're borrowing a lot of money over a long time, the cost of credit is not cheap. But also if you look around, what you can find is that, for example, on new cars at the moment, because people are not buying cars, so they've got some really good deals on. If you're buying a brand new car, you're there's a lot of deals where it's no deposit and 0% finance over 4 years. So you end up over the 4 years only paying the same as the cash price would have been. Okay. Anyway, so I've had a look at a few of those. I'll put some on for practice where I'll make some spaces and you can fill them in. Okay. Tomorrow what we're going to go on to looking at is best buys. So we're sticking with the idea of value, but we're going to be looking at buying things in different size packets or different size containers and seeing how the value compares. Okay, so I will see you tomorrow.